Hello students, in this video we are going to solve the exercise of lesson number 7 for geography subject 11 standard arts and science students. So this is lesson number 7, Indian Ocean relief and its strategic importance. So the first question is complete the following chain. Here we have three columns, that is A, B and C. We have to see the similarity and connection between all these three columns. So the first is Pacific Ocean. Now, Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean as well as Indian Ocean, all are the types of oceans. Okay. Next, we have Chagos. Okay. So, Chagos is a plateau. Then we have Christmas and then we have Lakshadweep. Okay. So these are all the different types of, then these are all the different types of plateaus. Now we have the next one is Ashmore, then we have Maldives and we have Cocos. So these are small islands. We have Hormuz, then we have Malacca and Baba al-Nab. Okay, so these are the different types of straits. Okay, now let us come across give reasons. So the first give reason is salinity is less in Bay of Bengal. So we all know that in the Bay of Bengal there is a river Ganga which comes and meets to it. Okay, now this river Ganga is having a lot of potable water, means a water which has no salt in it, which is a drinking water. Okay, so as the extent of Ganga is very huge, so because of that the water which is potable, that reduces the salinity at the Bay of Bengal. Now how do we calculate the salinity? The salinity is of the water is a measure of concentration of the salt present in it. How much sodium chloride is present in it, how much magnesium, sulfur, calcium is present in it. So that is how it is measured, and to measure it is measured in the terms of parts per thousand. Okay, this is how we measure. So basically river water, जो गंगा का water है, that is very much available. It is a fresh water, sweet water which we can drink. So Ganga has a huge extent, a large amount of rainfall is seen. So because of that, when it meets the Bay of Bengal, a huge reservoir of Ganga water reduces the salinity level of Bay of Bengal. Next we have the eastern coastal part of Indian Ocean is seismically active. अभी जो ईस्टर्न कोस्टल पार्ट है वो इट बिलोंग्स टू द इंडियन ओशन इज अंडमान सी. So Andaman Sea is also a part of Indian Ocean. Now why it is most active? Because in this area there are some boundaries of tectonic plates. So जहाँ पे भी tectonic plates की boundaries आती है, so such type of places are more prone to volcanic eruption as well as earthquake. Next, gyre develops in South Indian Ocean. Now what is gyre? Gyre is nothing but एक circular pattern. ऐसे wrilling type जो pattern होता है water में, it starts rotating in a circular manner. Okay, so such type of circular pattern is seen in the case of ocean. They are called as gyres. Now they influence the shape of oceanic currents, oceanic way of water. Okay, all these things are influenced by the gyres. So the current system in the southern part of the Indian Ocean are basically formed because of the gyres. So gyres are basically of two types. One is the west wind drift, okay, and the next is West Australian currents. Okay, so these are the gyres. One is at easterlies and one is influenced by westerlies. Next, temperatures are high in pre-monsoon season in the equatorial region in the northern Indian Ocean. Now, during the pre-monsoon season, what happens? There is a summer solstice on 21st of June. Okay, so the temperature is generally increasing in the case of summer solstice. Okay, Now, because of high temperature, the southern portion is very much closer to the equator. Okay, and this is the reason why the northern portion of the Indian Ocean has a high or more temperature. Okay, next, write a short note on the width of continental shelf in Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. Okay, so basically, if you see, the Bay of Bengal continental shelf is a bit narrow, but if you see, the continental shelf of Arabian Sea is a bit wide. Why? Because the river which brings sediment to the continental shelf in the Arabian Sea are very short and they are very small. So, because of that, the sediments in the river are deposited on the continental shelf itself. So, when the rivers bring sediments to the continental shelf of Bay of Bengal, so they are very long. They are very they have a very large extent. So, because of that, these deposit forms the deltas and they do not form the continental shelf. So the next one is mineral resources in Indian Ocean. So Indian Ocean are very much rich in mineral resources. You get so many valuable minerals like uranium, thorium, radium. You get heavy minerals and deposits in our Indian Ocean. Okay, so there are so many countries and border of the countries who are extracting these minerals like India, South Africa, Indonesia, Sri Lanka. All these countries are exploiting these minerals in a larger amount. There are the abyssal plains which are very much rich in manganese polymetallic nodules like nickel, copper, cobalt. Okay, so because of that, the mineral resources in India is tremendous and it is leading a great economy value to the countries nearby it. Next, ocean currents in Indian Ocean. Now, basically, these ocean currents are created because of the wind system. The wind are creating the ocean currents. At the equatorial currents in the north, the current is weaker as compared to the south equatorial current. North of the equator, the current are influenced basically because of reverse monsoon system. All this data is already available in the textbook. Now, even the gyres, the circular motion wind, the gyres are also distracting the oceanic currents. Basically, the gyres are of two types. One is easterlies and second is westerlies. So, you can write about it too. Next is oil and natural gas in Indian Ocean. Now, oil and natural gas resources are also present in Indian Ocean and the large amount of hydrocarbons are also seen in the Indian Ocean, which are exploited by Saudi Arabia, Iran, India, and Western Australia. Total amount, that is 40% of the world's oil production या फिर मिनरल ऑयल का जो प्रोडक्शन नेचुरल गैस का जो प्रोडक्शन है वो इंडियन ओशन से ही आता है. So all the bordering countries like South Africa, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Sri Lanka, all of them are exploiting it tremendously. Okay. Next is answer in detail, outline the importance of Indian Ocean with respect to trade and transport route. Now, Indian Ocean connects basically three continents. वो है एशिया, अफ्रीका एंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया. तो सबसे बड़ा जो कॉन्टिनेंट है that is Asia, which covers a lot of amount. Okay, there are three strides that is Hormuz, Malacca, and Bab el-Mandeb. Okay, these are the three strides. Now, the Indian Ocean serves an important route. A crude oil it supplies to the worldwide. It connects the Middle East, Africa, East Asia with Europe and Americas. So there is a lot of traffic in the Indian Ocean because of what? Because of rich in mineral resources, rich in natural gas, and rich in oil fields. A lot of trade and transportation is carried out between all these three continents, the countries, with the help of Indian Ocean, which saves a lot of time. Next is evaluate the strategic location of India with respect to the location of Indian Ocean. Now, Indian Ocean is the first ocean, or it is only the one ocean which is named after India. As India occupies the central part of the Indian Ocean, so it is a very it has a very important strategic importance for India. India consists of a great economic interest from the Indian Ocean. Okay, so India has longer coastal line and all the three sides. It is a peninsula country. So because of that, it is very much rich in ports. It is very much rich in water transportation. The coastal regions of India are also famous in the case of agriculture, in the case of fishing activity, trading activity, tourist activities, या फिर salt making जो activities है. So because of that, this location of Indian Ocean is really of a strategic location for India. Next is explain the Indian Ocean with respect to the following aspects. So you need to explain it by oceanic trench. अभी oceanic trench क्या होता है? It is a deepest portion in the ocean. ये एक remote area होता है जो seismically active होता है या फिर volcanically active होते हैं. Okay, you can give the examples like Sunda Trench, Java Trench, which are the trenches which is available in the ocean floor. नेक्स्ट है एबेसियल प्लेन. एबेसियल प्लेन ये क्या है? ए फ्लैट सरफेस एरिया है जहाँ पे डिपोजिशनल वर्क बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं. सो यू कैन गेट लॉट ऑफ मिनरल्स ओवर हियर. यू कैन गेट polymetallic nodules like cobalt, manganese, nickel, copper. Okay, so all the countries can extract or exploit these minerals with the permission of internal seabed authorities. Okay, next is ridges. Now ridge क्या होते हैं? They are the mountain ranges which are present on the surface of the oceanic floor. अगर वो mountain ridge water level से ऊपर आता है, it gets converted into an island. If it is not coming above the water, then they are called as mountain ranges. So there are some of the mountain ranges present. So as they are present in the Indian Ocean, so they are called as mid-oceanic or mid-Indian oceanic ridge. Next is oceanic currents. तो oceanic currents क्या होते हैं? These are the patterns of currents in the Indian Ocean which differs in the case of Atlantic या फिर Pacific, depends. Okay, basically monsoon wind के वजह से ये currents create होते हैं. And whenever there is a creation of gyre, the gyre starts influencing this current and change its direction. Okay, so southward है, equatorial currents है. Okay, we have northward equatorial currents. Based on the direction, the currents are influenced. Now we have the last question, question 5, outline of the map. So let us solve it. So the first is Sunda Trench. Okay, so you can see the Sunda Trench, that is number 1, is being plotted here. Then we have Dagio Gracia. So Dagio Gracia is present here to the second number. We have southwest monsoon wind, southwards monsoon wind, which are plotted here. You can see here 3 numbers with 3 arrows. Then we have Agulhas current, that is 4th number. So these are the Agulhas currents which are shown here with an arrow. Then we have West Australian current. So you can see it is towards the west of Australia with a curved arrow here for at the 5th position. Then we have 90 East ridges. So 90 East ridges will come here at the 6th number. You can see the arrow here. Then we have Strait of Hormuz. So Strait of Hormuz is present here at the 7th number. And last is Chabahar Port. So Chabahar Port is present here, which is plotted at the 8th number. So these are the things which comes in the board examination. Even for 12th standard, such type of map question activities come for 10 marks. So you need to know some of the basic things as per the general knowledge regarding the ports, regarding the winds, regarding the currents. Okay, so this is all about the chapter number 7, Indian Ocean and its strategic importance exercise. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe the channel.